All fucking right, boys and girls. Welcome to another episode of Mechwarrior Destiny Grit and Steel. Joining me today are five super big freaking BattleTech nerds, and I'm excited to have them there. Actually, I should say four super big BattleTech nerds and one Steve. So with that being said, that's not a put down, Steve. Don't give me that look. Like I'm just acknowledging the fucking mech tech in the room. All right, just the mech tech in the room. It is what it is. You like building shit. You don't like being pilot. That's okay, Mister Motorcycle Man. I should have killed you. I should have killed you, but I hate redoing overlays, so I didn't. But I digress. With that being said, these guys are awesome. We've been having a great time. Our last session, things really fucking blew up. Like things got crazy. So they had captured Lilly, done some interrogation, didn't end up breaking all of her fingers, surprisingly enough. And then they heard some horrible noises, which I mean for me, it was a little intense. Like you heard kind of like what was that? What was that? You hear that? There it is. All right, there it is. You heard some explosions, some artillery fire. The Delta Company was sent off to go deal with that artillery group. And luckily you did pretty quickly. You also fought a Warhammer, kicked its ass. I think it missed most of its shots with its PPCs, if I recall correctly. And the craziest part of that whole thing, two fucking headshots from you guys. Two
Oh,
headshots on both of the, I think it was both the blackjacks, right? You hit both the
yep.
blackjacks with headshots, which was impressive. Which was very impressive. With that being said, we're gonna pick back up. We left our episode off, our last session, with you guys trying to contact Hellfire Base. You got static, a little bit of a blurp, and then it went dead. You guys are a couple miles outside of the base, really working at top speed. In the Irby, it's going to take you like 4 days to get there, but everyone else can get there at least in a couple minutes, right? Irby's going to take a couple days to get there. Love you, Irby. You're amazing. Very slow and prodding. Your mechs are still kind of dinged up and beat up right now, right? With that being said, talk to me, gentlemen, about, are you just rushing straight back to Hellfire Base? Are you moving in to try to do some scouting? Like, what's your plan of approach getting back to base? Because obviously, I would assume you don't want to just run in there and get dedoinked on, right? What are we thinking?
Well, we got scouting capabilities. Can you try and put them to use with our hover bike friend?
Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. I like that. I like that. I like that.
Mobility wise, I know I'm going to be the next quickest mech out that to get back.
Okay. Okay.
I,
Okay.
I would think we send the motorcycle out, but I think knowing that we've already been attacked, we should keep all the mechs together relatively in case, there's more.
I agree.
Okay. So we're thinking about keeping all the mechs together. All right. I like that. Just gonna grab a couple of your mechs right here real quick. Give me 1 secundo.
What is the speed on your
Is it like 3 or 4?
On my bike?
Yeah, your bike, Steve.
Moving 5.
That's insane.
Well,
That's
no, I was
insane.
the other mech that
Well, mine
yeah.
mine can do 6. In other words, it do it's 3 times
Double.
2.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, mine's 2, so I got 4. So okay.
Yeah. So I'm assuming you guys are making your way over to Hellfire Base.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So you're heading over. Here's what I'll tell you. As you are looking out over Hellfire Base, all right. First thing you notice is that the entire base is like mostly up in flames. There's black smoke, billowing up from everywhere. And you see a significant number of both medium, heavy, and a couple of assault mechs moving about the base with that same black paint that you saw on the blackjack and the warhammer that you fought, and then that kind of like almost like a claw mark. I believe I described it last session, if that rings bells, like a claw mark down the front, like a cat's claw, right? And that's what you see in the base. And they are moving around. You see, a couple, you'll see maybe an occasional shot maybe a small explosion, but it really looks like the base has been all but completely taken over, and just they're in the process of like a destruction mission, and Mechwarrior 5 just leveling the base, right? So that's what they're working on right now.
Oh shit.
Oh shit, indeed. Oh shit, indeed. Yes, that's right. That is right. What's our thought process here? What are we planning to do? Like, how do we want to handle this?
Giddy.
What are the mechs that are there? Because I'm not seeing any right now.
So you are seeing like 3 atlases. You're seeing a couple of warhammers. You're seeing some additional, a lot of blackjacks here as well. And we're doing a little bit of the theater of the mind. A little bit of the theater of the mind. I want to put it this way. There's more mechs here than your little ragtag group could deal with. Think of that first scene in Mechwarrior 4 where the guy's like, I'll hold them as long as I can. That's the situation you see before you. So if you run in, maybe you'll ding a couple of them up, but you're going to get killed.
Gotcha.
We're good, but we're not that good.
Yes. The dice love
then
you, but do they love you that much?
No,
I wonder if go ahead, Lilly.
I'd say we just try and surreptitiously get to some kind of station, because we have some kind of air to space station. Because do we have a dropship, or was that located on base?
So you have several dropships. Like this was a very big company. You had like close to 100 Mechwarriors, well over 150 mechs. Like, give me some like perception checks, basically. Give me a couple like notice checks, tactics, something with intelligence to like look down and be like, okay, the mech hangar is right here, right? Like this is where the mech hangar is. Gay. That's funny. That was a good sub. Thanks, Atomic. I appreciate you, man. That's funny. And all right, beautiful. Let me see here. Let me set your DC pretty low. I'm gonna do 2d6, 7. Boom. Leandra, Jonathan, you both notice that the mech bay is open and is not really that damaged. There's like a small fire up here, but you actually see a couple of like worker mechs moving in with the same black paint that are putting that fire out. It really appears that they're trying to like take these mechs intact, right? And you see that there's a bunch of like ground troops as well, same black outfits, that sort of like tactical gear that you fought those guys in the hospital. So very similar, definitely of the same company, group, organization, whatever it is. And there's a whole gaggle of people out front that have been like, look like they've been captured or being, pushed into drop ships and things like that.
Boy, these guys went all out on us.
All fucking out. Yeah, that's correct. Yes.
So, out of character, we have been on the planet for a while.
A couple years.
And would we have any contact in local government and military?
You would.
Because Talas will suggest to the group that we just pull back a little bit, keep watch, bring the military. Like, they've got tanks. So
yeah, see if there's any other militia, at least on planet. That'd be the best rallying point we probably got.
I mean, effectively calling Broken Arrow. I know.
I can imagine that construction company turning me up for work like the next morning, to build things.
All right, we're here to fix. Oh, it's so. And then they all smile like we've got work for a long time, boys. A long time. We got work for a long time. It's good. It's good. That's a good thing for sure. That's funny. That's really funny.
But I think as a mercenary company, there must be some sort of emergency frequency on which we could probably broadcast something to say, like we're here, and some sort of code word to say, try and sneak around to the northwest section of the base if you can, or something in terms of like make yourself known so we can come and try and find you.
Okay, so you're looking to like maybe send out like an emergency alarm or something. So you do see there are a couple of black drop ships, like those 4 mech drop ships that you see from time to time in a lot of the games. Normally the one that you're using like in Mechwarrior 4 or Mechwarrior 5, excuse me. And let me go ahead and hit this, make them black so that they kind of mash in. Beautiful. All right, so you see them. They've landed. And people are being like shuffled into these, like cattle. Yeah.
But they're dropships, not our dropships.
Their
right?
dropships, yes.
Okay.
You do see one of your dropships over on the north side. You do see one of your dropships. Stationary, it's on the ground. And honestly, there's just a couple of troops around it, but not a whole lot.
Well, crap.
None of us are really pilots. We're mech warriors.
Correct.
Where
Oh.
would the pilots be located in the base
Ooh,
if we
that's a
can't even
good
see?
question. So most of the pilots would have been near the area where it is this building right here. This building right here that I'm pinging in the center. All right, I'll make my color slightly different. I'm gonna make my color red so that's easier for you guys to see.
I'd be able to pilot in a pinch, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be able to get off the ground, get into space, and like not crash into a mountain. I think you could do it. I won't be like, actually, you need to, have enough piloting skill. You crash, good campaign, game's over. I'm not gonna do that
Well,
to you.
I like to imagine. I mean, I do have decent piloting and technical whatever, but it's like the mechs are obviously most of the work. The dropships need maintenance too, so you kind of learn the in and outs of them. Kind
Absolutely, why wouldn't you? 100%, man. 100%.
You're just not going to be doing any combat drops
of.
anytime soon.
No.
Unlikely. Unlikely. Yes, that is correct. Unlikely. All right, what are we
It's like
thinking?
me and DCS. Like I can start up a plane and probably take it off, but I'm not flying into a war zone with it.
Correct. That is absolutely correct. You got it, man. Absolutely correct.
I'm going to be looking at this like there's no way we're going to be able to get in there and rescue anybody at this point. We might be able to draw fire, maybe get some other people away, but that's about the best we're going to be doing. Anybody else got any better thoughts?
I mean,
Aside from getting militia over here, maybe getting some extra tank warfare in,
I
to at
think
least drive them off.
the idea to like broadcast on because like everybody in the company might know, if shit hits the fan, we have you tune to this frequency and wait for whatever, and like there might be some type, so just see if people make their way to us. I mean,
There you go. You got a couple of atlases out there.
might just be our best.
There's like a
scenario,
king
kinda.
crab. That's scary.
Give them the clamps.
Give him the clamps. Yeah, it's intense. This was personal, right? Definitely personal. So the plan is to send out like an emergency beacon, be like, we are over here. Make your way to us if you can. Figure it out, like do that. Is that what we're thinking?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that, and if we have to fight a delaying action, but avoid because we're just outgunned and outnumbered. Like it's just not.
Yeah. There's a couple of mechs here where like just a single errant shot could just core you, right? Like we don't want to fuck with that for sure. Absolutely don't want to fuck with that. Okay. So you send out that alert, right? You send out that alarm, that emergency beacon. The hey, shit's hit the fan. Here's our location. It's all encoded so that only those that have the special Hellfire Hounds Nokia would get the alert. Do, as it were. Classic. That's a throwback for Atomic from Skull and Shackles. Good times. Who responds? I'm gonna leave it up to you guys. I mentioned this in our preamble before us getting started with the actual campaign. Who responds off the rip? Like who do you guys hear from? Let's start picking some people. Who would you hear from? Do you think?
Alina's the one that I'm thinking will be one that can get away, because I think our commanders can be like taking point and trying to draw fire for the rest of the group.
Okay.
That's my first thought.
Okay. So you're thinking Alina. I got one vote for Alina.
I'd vote for, I think, Eklov. He's an intelligence officer, a little bit like more of like a kind of spy kind of character.
Yep.
He'll probably have the right, knowledge around the base, so that when things, go south, he can probably, make his way around. He's also not senior enough that he feels like he's got any responsibilities to any of the rest of the staff, so he can So I'd probably say a Clov.
I got one
And
for
then-
Eklov, one for Elena.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Maybe Cassie Vander.
Okay, Cassie.
Maybe she's
I like that.
en route from her from where she was sent to, because we were sent to deal with the artillery, and then the other mech lances were sent out to deal with a different I think a different assault size force, right?
Yep, that is
Presumably,
correct.
this is the remnants of the assault that they went to head off.
Like Alpha, Beta, and Charlie, basically.
Yep.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to figure out is how much of those the other lances made it.
Yep.
If any, right? If any. It's good.
Mhm.
I like that. Okay. So here's what I'm going to say. You get an encoded message back from your alert. Takes like a minute. You get an encoded message back, and it says north side of the base, hiding in Western Barracks. Need assistance for exfil. Single dropship. Must secure. Need distraction.
Ugh. Me and the speed demon got the best mobility of Seer being able to get the attention, but Seer not to be able to break contact when the time comes. Keep your
Tell us and
RBRA pulled
ask.
back.
Talos will ask like how good your big robots are at spotting people on the ground.
I mean, not too much. I bet it could see decent enough, but it's not like, one-to-one sensors are going to pick up human that much. Mark one eyeball for the most part.
You receive another transmission, same channel. Remnants of Beta Company can create distraction, rest, make way to dropship.
Huh.
Please acknowledge.
Which is there like a coordinates for a different dropship that we got with that?
So this
or is
dropship
there-
right here, this is the one they're talking about right at the top.
That's it. Okay.
That's the one that they're looking at trying to take. They said they've got a couple people still alive. They're looking to move in, secure that dropship, and get off planet, or at least get off this area. That's the game plan.
We want to do it as a team to Seer and get over there with the Beta Company, or do we Seer just
This
do a quick distraction and get the hell out of Dodge? But mechanical means versus dropship means.
Oh, what was that? Oh my god,
that's this my phone.
that's crazy. I got scared. I cried a little
Yeah,
bit.
it's because my camera is my phone.
That's
and I
okay.
have it on.
I will never be mad at you for being amazing. So just keep being you, Anders.
Thank you. That seems real close to the king crab and the Atlas to be.
That
like,
seems
Yeah.
awful close to that king crab. I don't know.
Yeah.
Two
like,
AC-20s versus one AC-20.
Yeah, it's good times.
Yeah. I don't know. That seems very much like a trap, personally, to me. I don't know. How secure is the channel that we received this on?
Ooh, that's a good question. You want to give me a plot point?
A plot point to determine how secure it is, or
Yeah.
a plot point? Okay.
Plot point
Sure.
to make it secure.
Yeah, I'll give a plot point to make sure that it is, in fact, a secure message.
Delicious. I will take
Nice.
that plot point. Thank you very much.
Yep.
It's incredibly secure. The securest channel that was ever secured.
HTTPS.
Right?
Well, on that note, I'd say we
then
go. Go ahead.
I think, yeah, that's our only bet at this point.
Yeah.
I like
How
that.
high are the walls?
About 70 feet.
So Talos will suggest that he can just ride around the outside of the walls and then just launch a couple of SRMs over, just lob them over the walls.
To what end? Exactly.
But the distraction
Drag
piece.
more,
Okay,
drag more
gotcha.
stuff away from the dropship. If he does it on the southwest side, that's
Exactly.
opposite from the northeast side.
Gotcha. Okay.
All I need to do then is jump back on the bike and buzz it around to the entrance again.
Or just fuck off and they can pick you up later. Like, there's lots of options,
That's
right?
very true.
Yeah. I agree. It's a very good point. Very good point.
Like, they're already expecting explosions in places that they're shooting, but explosions in places they're not shooting is a totally different matter.
That is true.
I agree with this sentiment.
Yep. I like that.
So what Leandra's thinking from a tactical perspective is we have 2 Centurions at the moment in our roster. Is it worth basically strapping Lilly to one and just like sending it south to create the distraction?
Oh boy. I would not be seeing risk of one of our own mechs to an enemy combatant. It's not like we got autopilot. But I liking Talos' idea of saying cause a distraction with SRMs at the far end of the base of where we want to be. An excellent choice in the use of munitions.
Lilly starts to stir Jonathan as this conversation is happening over your very secure channel. Extremely secure. I want to preface how secure it is. Very secure, all right? She stirs slightly, and she looks out, and for the first time since you've been interacting with her for these last couple of days, as you turn, you maybe like notice her. Her expression actually looks a little concerned. There's a hint of concern in her face. Like something she sees as you look out over this field of battle, as Hellfire Base being taken over by these black mechs and their red stripes, whoever these people are, this mercenary company, this military paramilitary organization, whatever it is, we haven't figured it out yet. She actually looks concerned, and she stutters slightly and says, "Fucking hell, we have to get out of here right now."
Yeah, we were just trying to figure that. Do you have any great suggestions for how to do that?
Turn your mech around and book it to the closest starport and get the fuck off this planet. This is an extermination.
Well, I don't see how going into a city will help us from an extermination compared to the dropship being right there.
She buttons up her lip, looks down, and goes silent. Now, if you recall, Jonathan, Lilly has been incredibly flippant this entire time. It's the first time that you see a hint of concern and a fear for her own life. That should stand out to you. I know it's been a week. It should stand out to you as perhaps odd. If you wish to press, you may do so. If you wish to make a check to maybe try to get some insight into maybe what she's trying to do, you're welcome to do that, or you can simply let it lie for now.
I don't really have. I'm not good at social skills,
Okay.
and also my character's not great either.
Oh my gosh, this fucking guy! What a guy! What a guy!
Mood.
I'm gonna just press her and say, if you said that they were gonna crush, if you said they were gonna crush us, and we could be either under the rubble or on top of it, why are you so concerned now? When it's actually happening.
She looks up for a moment, and she meets your eyes. Those might look like my allies. But they're not. It's something different. Something far worse than even what I can bring to bear. Again, Jonathan, that kind of feels like a lie. That kind of feels like a lie at this point, right? Because the same markings, same matching, all of that. What is her angle? What is her angle? You've known her. You know how these operatives work. You know how that man runs his organization, his business. They're always looking for an angle. So what is her angle? You may not be good at social stuff, but you're not an idiot, Jonathan, right? Like, Jonathan's not an idiot. So I'm helping you out here a little bit because I think this is something Jonathan, with his experience in the past, would know. What is her angle?
Her angle might be to get us away from our one chance of actually getting off the planet and getting us more to a more vulnerable position. Because what are we going to do with these giant mechs in the middle of a city outside of, like, get more civilians killed? And also,
Very good.
yeah.
Very good, Jonathan. You're picking up what I'm putting down. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
With that deduced, Jonathan's going to nod, going to pick up the assault rifle again, and he's going to knock her out again. I didn't ask for her input the first time.
And you're not asking for it now. So, thwack, she passes out. She's out. Beautiful.
And I just say to the group, we got to get on the leopard. It's the only chance we have. What are we going to do at a spaceport? Sit around and wait for an ambush?
If
We just gotta get
theirs
out of
aren't
here.
already there. All right, we already heard Bravo Company was working on a distraction, so we'll let them know Delta Lance is going to make a move on the dropship while you guys are calling it out.
Mhm.
How much do we does Talos want to make a trip to there and haul ass, fire rockets, and then get haul ass back to the dropship, or we find Talos later? That's why I asked Talos how he feels about it.
Talos will shrug and be like, "It's not the first time I've had to try and make my way off of a planet on my own."
I hate split the party.
Well, he can. I mean, he just look like a dude with a bike. He's just trying to get off world with not. Oh, I need to transport a mech, right? Like
Yeah.
he could
Yeah.
easily find like civilian transport
100%. Yep.
and meet up with us at a
Be
rendezvous
much
point.
easier for him. Like, if he needs to book it, he can. Absolutely.
All right. I hate to say this is about the best plan we got. Make a run on the drop ship. Talos, we'll wait for your signal once you're in place. Once we start seeing you some extra booms towards us out the was that east? For as if top is north, we'll stare and make a run at that point.
If Talos will ask whereabouts are we heading to, if we do end up separating and going off planet, where are we heading to?
I'd say there's got to be a militia base that Moro should be on our side.
Or some sort of maybe like rearm resupply depot station, something.
Yeah.
Because there's got to be another military force. We can't be the only ones covering this side of the planet.
Who knows, man? Who knows? That's good questions.
Out of character, how is Wasat at the moment?
So, Wasat, like the planet you were attacking, because you guys are on Planet Hull, if you recall.
Oh shit, yeah.
Yep. So, Planet Hull, you don't have any direct news from the planet, but if you recall, the city, when you went to check in on the gentleman, was like basically on lockdown, right? Like, everyone had like gone indoors, no one was outside. That's weird, right? And we didn't really press into that too much. Why would everyone in the city be not going about their daily business? Right? That's weird. That should maybe get some questioning bells going off in your head. Think about that.
Yeah, does Lao Saren causing this problem, or or is the militia in on it?
Yeah.
These are questions that we need answered, right? Absolutely. Absolutely, gentlemen. But here's what I'm thinking.
Talos,
Go ahead.
Talos will infer from his previous life that when civilians go back into their homes and shut the doors and close the windows, that somebody's told them to do that. And usually somebody that isn't from an official government organisation, because there's always going to be somebody that goes, yeah, fuck it, there's lockdown on, but I still need to go and get milk, so I'm going to go and do that regardless. Whereas if mob boss tells you to go inside and stay inside, then they're not going to arrest you, they're just going to shoot you.
They're not going to let you off with a warning. They're going to let you die with a bullet.
Yeah.
Right.
To make a point so that everyone else stays inside, right?
Yeah.
So that's weird. That's weird. Interesting. As you guys are prepping for your event, there are a couple of mini explosions on the south side of the base. And jumping up and over the wall, you guys see two panthers, like itty bitty tiny panthers, just jump up and over the wall and just come running. Like, just come running. You notice the colors. These are Delta Company mechs. Not Delta Company, but Hellfire Hounds mechs. Alright. And they look pretty beat up. Scratches, scorch marks, bullet holes. But you recognize their coloring as being from Beta Company. And in fact, you recognize their coloring as being two gentlemen. Well, one gentleman and a lady. Oplo and Alan. And over comms, they're screaming for the Hellfire Hounds, take them down to the last man. And they start shooting. And they get a couple pot shots off at the Atlas. The Atlas turns, starts trudging towards them. Luckily, they're fast and maneuverable enough that they're just jumping behind buildings, taking pot shots. But it seems as if you have an additional distraction on top of whatever you might need or might get from Mr. Talos running off and shooting as well. But the three Atlases pull off and start to move in their direction. The king crab is still sitting on that north side of the base, waiting.
I think this is our target of opportunity, gentlemen and ladies. Let's get going.
Talos is going to kick the stand on his bike or whatever bike people do and set off on the outside of the wall.
Yep, I like that. Good. Okay. You're going to take some pot shots, is what we're thinking?
I think we all probably consider we get some pot shots off, especially if we got a couple of shots at the rear of the king crab.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you want to alert the king crab, or do you want to try and draw it off? That's my question. Are you trying to just make your way to the dropship, whose doors are open? You could just run in there, get it fired up, and get the fuck out.
Yeah, if the entire point's for a distraction, man, we shouldn't even get the mechs engaged.
That's why I asked.
Yeah.
Like, I've got a battle map ready. I can pull it up if I need to. I don't recommend it.
Because we're also damaged and everything else already. Like,
correct.
You know,
Yeah. And I think we just don't. It doesn't add up.
We can have our weapons face that direction if the king crab decides to turn. We've got our,
but yeah, that's one thing, but I don't think we should engage them directly. Like,
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
Talos, here's how we're going to do this, man. This is what's going to be the determining factor. You're going to create a distraction, right? A couple SRMs over the wall, right? You're going to make an attack roll. I'm going to set a DC. If your attack roll is higher than the DC, the distraction works. If it's lower, we're going to have a fight. Is that fair? Okay. Make your attack roll. Shoe stings. It's only a 7. That's not that good. Fantastic.
fates are kind.
Couple of SRMs come over the wall, explode. The king crab turns, begins to trudge over that direction to investigate, leaving you guys open to move into here. There are a couple of ground troops that you could very easily run up and just stomp on, right? And as you guys start to move in, you actually see some small arms fire by here. And it's tiny. They look like little ants because you're a decent ways off. But you're pretty sure you see, like, Yimi Tola, Eklov, and a couple of other, like, Mechs and Mechwarriors making their way to that dropship in an attempt to escape. Like, this is what you see. Skadoosh, they're running.
After that,
All in, maybe a dozen or so people of, like, the 200-300 that were here. So, like, they're making their way. You have a
Bits and
clear
pieces.
shot to just fucking book it up into the back of that, fire up that dropship, and get the fuck out of here.
Gotcha. I'm moving as fast as I can. I'm jumping over the wall in the
Boom.
early.
You take off.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Jump rats.
Yep.
Now speaking
need
of
to get a
jumping,
boogie.
speaking of jumping, because I think the Irby and the Wolverine can jump,
Yep.
and on the bike as well. Is it worth just trying to just have a look at what's going on with the aggressors on the base, just to either corroborate what Lilly is saying, aka is it just an extermination, or are they actually looking for something, or are they doing something else with the base? Like are they here for another reason, or does it look like they're just here to round up and potentially just kill everybody? Just to see if there's any other purpose for why they're here.
Good question.
I mean, we know that they're taking prisoners rather than directly just killing them. But
Correct. They are indeed taking prisoners. Which is weird.
Very weird. Might be trying to ransom them back, which was something we might do with Lilly. But, yep, everybody's saying boogieing towards the drop ship.
Book it. Book it out of there.
Boogity boogity.
Like
Yeah.
it. So you guys book it in the dropship. Other than a couple of head nods and some, like, acknowledgements of, like, oh, you guys are alive. That's good. The mech techs go into... How do I put this? Their training takes over. They start securing mechs, getting them into the bays, pulling it down. You watch as Eklov and a couple of what maybe are like pilots, possibly like one or two pilots, move up. Cassie Vander, who is one of the mech warriors, she has a quick conversation. I can pilot this thing. Eklov gives her an order, I guess you could call it, but less of an order and more of just like a get this bird in the air. We have to get out of here. Like the Hellfire base has fallen. We may be the only survivors, right? So he kicks it up. You book it. Get the fuck going. You hear the roar of the engines, and as you hear the roar of the engines, you start to feel some like jostling, and you hear a couple of like doof, 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 and some hits. But these things are built to take it, right? Like you've seen the games, right? Like these things are fucking like massive
Yeah.
things. You hear a couple of like return fired shots, and then you feel that thrust of the engines kicking in, and you guys taking off towards the atmosphere, right? Like into the sky. And as that finally settles out, you guys have escaped from Planet Hall and find yourselves now in like low orbit, right? Okay. I'm gonna pivot you guys over to a brand new map that we haven't seen before, called the Dropship Meeting. This right here is the core group of people that are still alive. All right? Like this is your core group. You have an additional, on top of that, you have an additional, let's call it half a dozen like mech techs. All right? They're going to be unnamed for now. They may get names eventually, but you effectively have your squad, half of another squad, a pretty good mech tech, the head mech tech, and your leader of operations. This is who remains. He summons you all to the bridge. Summons, requests, whatever you want to call it. Summons you all to the bridge. And there's just a look of a mixture of anger, a little bit of defeat, maybe even what appears to be a little bit of like regret on his face. But, you've known Eklov for a couple of years. He's usually a pretty stoic guy. He's the head of security, intel, etc. And he just says, I'm glad at least some of us made it out. I don't know how I didn't see it. Looking back, of course, hindsight is always 20/20, but I didn't see it. I didn't see the betrayal coming. I didn't see...
The real question is, who betrayed us? That's one hell of a group to come and saying, from as far as we knew, no real problem children that we were aware of, and all of a sudden now we're top of somebody's shit list.
It wasn't necessarily us, Eric. We just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. This was an agreement between the governor of this planet and an organization who, my understanding is he owed them some considerable amount of money that had been laundered out of the bureaucratic vaults. I don't have all the details. Well, all I know is that the amount of mechs, the personnel, the supplies that they took from us here will well outweigh any debts that are currently owed. We were a means to an end. They're going to liquidate everything they took from us. It was just politics, Eric. Just politics.
Fucking government.
A little too close to home, isn't it? No, I digress. Now moving on. So, what he basically tells you is that the mayor, aka like the governor, excuse me, of this planet, a gentleman who we haven't really dealt with up to this point, but I am going to give him a token, and we're going to make him, a real person. In a kind of way, he is kind of a... I don't want to say like an ambiguous character, but he is not someone that really, is out in the open very much. Mostly he dealt with your command staff, right? And as far as what Eklov is telling you guys, he owed a company a fuck ton of money, and rather than paying them back, he simply threw you guys under the bus, helped this company come in and get the drop on you, and now they're going to take all of your gear, all your supplies, everything that Hellfire had built up over a 40-year career, right? And they're just going to liquidate it. You can make a lot of money selling mech parts. You've seen how much those mechs are. Tens of millions of C-bills, right? So you guys just got the short end of the stick, basically. And this guy saw you guys as an opportunity to wipe away some of his debt. But unfortunately, in so doing, a lot of people died, a lot of people got hurt. And you guys are nearly without, well, you're without really a company now. But this is what this guy looks like. All right? Look at that. Doesn't he look like a piece of shit? He just looks like a piece of shit, right?
Is that an AI prompt of generic bad guy?
No.
No, that's from Detroit Become Human.
That is correct.
Yeah, I can see the fucking...
Governor Richard Schmidt. Richard Schmidt. He's a real piece of shit. Get it? It rhymes a little bit? You're welcome. I did that.
God, I hate him.
God, I hate him.
You hate him.
God, I hate him. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. That's very fair. I like that.
Especially now.
Yeah, I definitely hate him. Definitely hate him. All right, so Eklov looks around. All right, need a status report. Who's injured? What's the condition of your mechs? Right now we need information and a place to lay low. I'm open to suggestions.
We could hop back over to Free Worlds League is my first thought, since that's really my neck of the woods. I still have some friends there.
Okay. Okay.
My mech's in relatively decent condition, so at least we got that going for us. Some armor plates, and she'll be good to go again.
Okay.
No
Oh.
internal damage on the urban mech. Needs new armor plating, but
And Free
restock the
Worlds League
ammo.
is more towards like the center of the inner sphere, right? I'm trying to think of like location. It's like up, right?
Free Worlds League is left bottom quadrant of the inner sphere. Bottom most is Capella Confederation. Bottom right is Federated Suns. Top right is Draconis. Top left is
Got it.
Merrick.
Lyran.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Merrick
Cool.
is bottom left. Yeah.
Cool.
And Lyran's up
Yeah,
at the top
Steiner,
left.
sorry. Yeah.
So we're thinking Free Worlds Leagues. All right.
Because that's in our next nearest border, and we just got fucked over by the Lauk politician.
Correct. Let me just pull this up really quick. I got a big old map here I can pull up. All right. Free Worlds Leagues. Let me see here. Do. It's a big ass fucking map. 3025. All right, that looks pretty good. All fucking right. So Free Worlds League is. All right, let me do this. I'm gonna copy this map. Right now we're doing a little bit of collaboration on like kind of building the story out because we did our prologue, right? So I want to work with you guys here on like what we're doing. Give me 1 second here. I thought I had a map already, but apparently I didn't. So save image. Go over here. Fuck it, we'll do it live. Right? Yeah, we'll do it fucking live. Love that journey for us.
That's always way kick.
Absolutely. All right, here we go. That should be 3025. In the year 3525. All right. It's a little bigger. Do that. Do this. Layer is map layer. Go over here. Click on this. Click on that. Beautiful. Okay, I move you guys over now to map of Intersphere. Here we go. That's the map. Pretty sweet map. There you go. What do you think? Pretty good, right? That works.
Oh yeah.
All right. So where are we thinking about going? Somebody ping for me.
Bottom left, Merrick. Purple territory.
Like right here?
Like there.
Like over here?
Like there.
Okay.
Yeah, that bottom left is that's Magistracy of Canopus.
Okay. So like over here. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. God damn. Yeah. I mean, that's close, right? That's close.
Yeah, reasonably close.
You know.
Also, this is an old ass map because I'm seeing I think I'm seeing the Terran hegemony.
This one
Well,
said
Rossahog wasn't around.
this one said it was
Oh, that's a good
3025. Is this not right?
Well, then what is that center?
KS March, maybe?
Maybe, but centered on Terra. I don't know. Whatever. It doesn't matter. The point is that we know where the Free Worlds League is, and it's right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second. Let me fix this. I'm literally ruining it for you guys right now. I thought I had a good
No, that's
Inner Sphere
fine.
map. Literally the worst.
I'm
I
just
think for
wondering.
now
I'm just confused what that is actually.
I think for now we probably still want to stay near the border, right, to keep an eye on things, or at least have some sort of like view on the chatter that could be coming out of the planet.
Not a bad idea.
Maybe,
The
but
planet we left.
Hold on. Oh, this one might be better. But Dare Wolf, all I see is a black screen. I know it's currently uploading. Give me a fucking second. You guys
All
are
in good time.
I can't.
There we go.
Holy fucking shit. Now, okay, this map's huge, by the way. Like, you have to zoom
Whoa,
way
that
out.
Oh yeah, there we go.
definitely zooms in. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
this
zooms in like
definitely
way in.
seems more representative of the era.
Okay,
for sure.
there you go. This one's like absolutely huge. And, all right, let me find the planet you guys are on.
I think I
Oh.
just found it.
If you could ping it for me, that'd be great.
Wazan? Was it?
Wazat. Nope, that's not it. Wazat and Planet Hall.
Found it.
There
Upper
it is.
left corner.
There it is.
Okay.
All right.
Next to outreach.
Let me do this. Boop. Zoom in. Alrighty then. Look at us go.
I know
Okay.
outreach. I
I
know
was gonna say-
outreach is important later to mercenaries, but is it important now to mercenaries?
Candidly speaking,
I think
I'm
at
not
that
sure.
point, I think actually at 325, Outreach was becoming a mercenary hub. The Dragons had, or Dragoons, excuse me.
There
I
you
want
go.
to say had established themselves at that point in the for their service there because they had just dealt with the Merrick Civil War before that.
Hmm.
There we go. Boom. Now you got a frickin' you got a token. It says the company. That's pretty cool. Look at that. Look at us. Look at us.
The
Look at
island.
us. Who would have thought? Not me.
No, we're not there yet. 3029 is when the Tikhonov Free Republic was created, and that's when outreach became aligned with the
Mhm.
with the Wolves Dragoon. So we're not quite there yet.
We're not quite
Okay.
there. We might get there. We're not quite there. Okay.
No, yeah.
All right. So we have a suggestion to head off to the Free Worlds League. That's our
Yeah.
first suggestion. All right. Eklov pipes up again. That's an option. You have contacts there, Eric?
I still have a few folks, at least in the food trade. So we got I at least know some ship routes that we can get attached to get wherever we need to get to.
Nods. Nods. All right. Any other suggestions?
Get to some industrial centers so we can get a tab out on possibly getting signed up with the MRB, because right now we have to at least reassign. We have to get at least classified because we've had a drastic change in our situation, to put it mildly.
Put it mildly, the Hellfire Hounds is no more.
Well, then we need to get founded as a new company. and
Either
possibly
way,
get
we still got to
broken.
report this up to Comstar for freaking breach of contract.
Good point. Yeah.
So
I think getting to an industrial world, yeah, is what
as
we
you
need to do.
mention that, Yimmy actually pipes in and says, Comstar? As if they'll actually care. This sort of shit happens all the time. Betrayal, lack of payments. What do they care?
They
Well, in
might
theory-
not, but the fact is that we need to get the word out, and this might starve whatever ability. This might not. This might save a couple other mercenary companies that getting a bad deal.
Not a bad point. Ren nods. Cassie nods. Carruthers nods. Even Eklov nods. Not a terrible idea. Get the word out. Perhaps stop them from doing whatever this liquidation is.
Black Mark, whatever freaking Merc unit got picked up for that in the first place.
Bingo bango. Who are they? Does anyone have any insight as to who these bastards were that hit us?
They're part of High Power's. How can I phrase it? Collection division is what they're called. It's a very bureaucratic name for what are in essence raiders. They tend to hit facilities. They've never hit a planet, especially this far away from the Magistracy before, but they tend to hit facilities with stuff that they want. But High Power is located on. If I can get my character sheet up. Would have been
Say,
located.
they certainly got what they fucking wanted. There's a whole bunch of shit they never got from us.
They're interested in new tech, not old tech, and we don't have much new tech unless somebody's holding out on me. I I assume that we're kind of in if it's Leopard, then it's kind of like the one from Mechwarrior 5 where we can look over the mech bay from
Yep.
the command.
No, 100%
center.
right. Yep.
So I look at my old shitty fucking urban mech,
Mhm.
like with a bit of mild disdain. I will admit I do not like having this little armor for this big of a gun. But in any case,
Kind of looks something like
they're
that, right? Like behind me. There you go. Looking
exactly
Yeah.
out.
yeah.
Yep.
That's
Exactly.
exactly
Yep.
it.
Yep. Yep.
So they would be from. Gosh, how can I not find the name of a planet? Borgen's Rift
Organs.
is where High Power is HQ'd.
Okay. Okay.
Which let me see if I can find that
Good luck,
in
buddy.
the map.
Good luck. This map's huge, and you can zoom in really far, which is kind of nice. We're gonna use this map. It's helpful.
Yep.
I
I
like it.
also can't see the map right now. No, I'm not going to pull the rest of the group to there.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Skadoosh.
Oh boy. God.
There you go. We got it. All right. Beautiful. 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 So, kind of here's where we're at. You guys have some decisions to make, right? First off, where do you want to go? Like that's the first question. Where do we want to head off to? Okay. And then what's the new mercenary company name going to be? Very narrative. All right? Like we're in a very narrative part of this story, okay? Not a whole lot of dice rolls today, but I'm looking for feedback from you guys on kind of how you want to handle this situation I've put you in, right? Excuse me. The story has put you in because I'm just narrating it. All right? This was always going to happen. We agreed to this from the beginning.
Fair.
Talk amongst yourselves, make some decisions, and then we'll play it out how it's going to go.
Well, you guys have heard me sing and say we definitely need to get the word out on the singing, getting a hold of in the MRBC. Because I mean that's how we're gonna get any contracts for what we can go to next, and that might. The question is, do we want to sit here and park somewhere, or do we want to handle it while we're in space and then get a contract and then go to that planet once we've got a contract secured, or do we take our chances landing at some other planet for the time being? So I'm sure there's got to be some contract work out somewhere. I mean, how much
One
prep work can
option.
we do with the ship?
Yeah, one option until we get our status sorted is maybe just to get some money, get some resources. I think Solaris is probably pretty close, and I think Talos, you may be able to give us like a step up there if we do end up there. If we wanted to get into some games and just try and make some money and land on our feet and get enough to get us down to Canopus, if that's where we wanted
How
to go
close
after.
to Terra is Solaris?
It's more than a few jumps, I think. I mean, it's
Yeah,
an
it's not
Lyran
very
it's a
far.
space.
it's a decent chunk out.
There it is. There it is. I found it. Skadoosh. Yep, it's right there. So that's where Solaris is. So I mean, that's like 7 jumps away, right? Like that's gonna take you a month or two, probably to get there, right?
I mean, my thought was there and go to. We were discussing the Wasset.
Talos will pipe up and say that he does not want to go to Solaris.
Yeah, it's like I mean, I get where you're trying to go
He
with
is
it, but
not a
we need to
friend.
go somewhere closer. I mean, if we're gonna do some big trap like that, we go to Galilea, which is the mercenary star, which I cannot remember exactly where it is in relation to everything right now. But do you guys know which system I'm talking about? Galatea, I think is how you pronounce it.
Gallatin is over there.
Yeah.
If that's the one that you were thinking. But Talos will suggest that, you know, if it wasn't Mechs, then the place that you go and hide out is the place that you just trashed. Nobody's going to look for you there.
That's a matter of just seeing if we can see any dropships leave while we're out here floating in space. So that's the other part. Do we even have a drum ship to get us where we want to go next? Or do we need a jump ship to make the next planet over?
We'd need a jump ship, but the fact is that their jump ships usually can just be chartered. Like we'll just give them some sea bills, and they won't they're always looking for somebody to give a ride to.
Yeah, like
at the end of the
you know,
day.
keeping up a jump ship ain't cheap, man.
Yeah.
But we still got to get to somewhere that's got a jump ship
Mhm.
and is friendly on a planet that we know that the governor's out to get us.
Yeah. It's a matter of who comes through. So I think we might be, if we're lucky, we can we have ways to snare and do communications to get the word out through our ship, through the local comms HPG system, which I'm sure was on planet in the first place, to get correspondence to the MRCB to see if there's anybody offering, transportation to a planet would probably help us out. And that note, you made a comment: the Hellfire Hounds are dead. Well, what do we want to call ourselves now, gang? I am open for suggestions.
Yeah.
And FYI, I've set up you guys a hangar bay for your mechs.
Nice.
There you go. You got a hangar bay with your mechs. Almost up to actual size. Pretty cool.
Very doable.
There you go. Good.
Considering we just got betrayed, you want to do something like Crusaders, or something else on that mindset of Avengers.
Don't call
I
yourself
was
the
thinking
Avengers.
of
I won't allow it.
I was thinking of using definitely the word muffin, because we had muffins made by Eric on the first episode.
The Muffin Marauders. No.
The Muffin Crusaders.
I hate it. I do hate it. That's fine.
It was supposed to be biscuits, but we ended up muffins. What happened? I ran with it.
You gonna call yourselves biscuit eaters?
Well,
Oh, no.
there's our English series coming through. Isn't that a thing?
Yes.
Good. I like that.
And then that's the other question: am I now the de facto leader of this group, or will we say the intel guy? Damn it! You just gave it his name, and I'm totally spacing it.
Eklov.
Eklov, thank you. Would he be technically our next highest in command, or for what we got left? Because
As you are discussing this, there is a knock, and you hear some like heavy footfalls coming up the stairwell, like right in front of the hollow emitter, the little display table. And one of the mech techs runs up to Jonathan and says, "Hey, you know that white-haired girl? I don't remember. I don't know what her name was, but she's awake and she's kind of making a racket." And you hear a tang 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 tang, and some like shouting, and people being like, "Hey, put that down! Put it down! Calm down! Hey, no,
you guys
put
didn't
that
put
down."
her in a brig already? Fucking hell!
She was unconscious. We set her on the ground. She woke up. She got a wrench. She's swinging it around.
Shit!
Why did you untie her?
Oh, we didn't. She got untied herself. I don't know what happened.
Fucking
and
hell.
then I'm gonna go out there to try and solve it.
Love it. All right, let's get you guys out here.
The babysitters.
Tell us here's something of a fight, so Ghost joins.
Yeah, Talos would be the one we want to go solve that problem.
Got Talos out here. We got Jonathan.
Yep.
Got that. We got her. We got a couple of mech techs. Which, let me get some generic tokens here for you real quick.
Mech Tech 1 and 2.
Mech Tech Bob and Mech Tech Rob. Bob and Rob. They're good guys. They do good
brothers.
work. No, not related, surprisingly enough. You'd think. But they're not.
Tell us who's going to assume that they are.
I mean, that's something I think Telos would do. That's definitely something Tala would do. All right. Service? No, I don't like those tokens. Let's do utility. Here you go. Okay, we got Bob, and then we got Rob. Look at that. Look at those guys. Look at them. Look at them. Bob and Rob.
The island.
They're clearly brothers.
They look very similar, but they're not. All right, put it down, miss. Put it down. I'll kill you. I'll kill all of you. She's like almost laughing as she swings, and yes, she is free. She is free. As she sees Jonathan move up, her swings become less sporadic and less like violent, and she beams a smile. There you are, Jonathan. I had to make such a fuss for you to come bustling back. All I asked was for them to go and get you. There's a couple of things I thought we might discuss, some options. I know your little crew here finds itself in a relatively terrible predicament, and here's what I'm thinking. Just if you're open to at least just a slight, tiny, itty-bitty professional suggestion. She swings the wrench at one of the guys that was trying to sneak up on her.
I'm listening.
You see, stand back, swing, swing. I'm thinking that now, of all times, based on my current predicament, is a good time to go independent. You see, don't get me wrong, I loved working for the organization, love working for the company, but there is a bit of a glass ceiling. You see, a glass ceiling, and you look up, and all you see is the ass of a certain individual. I'm sure you know whose ass I'm talking about. As lovely an ass as it is, not the ass I wish to stare at. I want people staring at my ass. And she swings again. It's one of the guys. She's like, you stand back. You stand back. So here's what I'm thinking, Jonathan. I know we got off a bit on the wrong foot, seeing as I helped kill a bunch of your friends and colleagues. But I think now is an opportunity where we might turn over a new proverbial leaf. I have contacts, I have means, I have intel that could be very useful to you and your surviving hounds, as it were. Offer me a bit of amnesty. Allow me to help you get to where you'd like to go anywhere but here. And I can help you secure a couple of early contracts and fill you in completely on precisely who it was that fucked you over. Now, of course, the question's going to be, what do I want in return? Other than amnesty, just a small portion of the profits. And she...
Talos is going to pipe up before she's even spoken and say, why don't you just tell us everything that you know and give us everything that you can possibly do, or I throw you out of this ship from a mile above the ground.
She frowns at Talos. She looks to Jonathan. Is that what you wish, Jonathan?
I think it's very helpful to keep in mind that you have no real play here. You'll be lucky if we decide to keep you alive. That is more than what most other militaries in the inner sphere will grant you. Most of them would have had you beaten to a bloody pulp after a child almost got killed in the initial bombing. You're lucky that we're not an official government, because if we did have an official government, you would have been strung up the moment we got our hands on you. I'm not opposed to you working with us, and I'm especially not opposed to you giving us information. But that is entirely reliant on your information panning out. So, with that being said, and I'm going to roll to shoot either her hand or the wrench out of her hand.
That's going to be difficult. But I like where your mind's at. That's very thematic. You're gonna pull a frickin' Clint Eastwood. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Pew!
Fuck it.
I'm gonna do Red October. Many things in here do not react well to bullets.
Most things in here do not react well to bullets.
That's
Thank
a
you.
good point. And I don't have like ammunition I really can use. But I'm gonna try it.
That is good enough. You shoot, it hits the wrench. The two mech techs jump to the side, Bob and Rob. She drops the wrench. She glares at Jonathan, giving plenty of time if Talos wishes to rush her and
Yes.
grapple, grippity grapple.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Are you tackling her to the ground or just like putting her in
Yeah.
a full Nelson? Just boom.
Yeah.
No roll. You run forward. You tackle her to the ground. She oofs. She attempts to struggle, but I mean, you're 7-foot tall
Yeah, built like a brick
crustacean
shit
from
house.
the Paleolithic era. So like you tackle her right to the
I'm
ground.
just gonna sit on her and put both of my knees
I
onto
can't.
her arms and pin her to the ground.
Breathe. Barely breathe. Get him
You
off
can
me.
breathe enough to keep talking.
As she struggles to talk, she says, "I have access codes for one of the jump ships. It'll give you can't breathe. It'll give you free access to a jump out of this. He's so heavy." But basically, she says it'll give you a free jump to like a system local, like a system adjacent of your choice. Basically, she can help you guys like get out of here and then kind of figure it out. Because she also follow-ups with saying, if you go to kill me, I will simply tell them where you are, and they will come and find you and kill you.
And how do you intend on doing that?
Now, if I told you that, I wouldn't have any of the cards, now would I?
I'm glad I'm not down there.
Give us the code, and if it works out, then we'll talk about furthering your
Not throwing her out an airlock?
not throwing her
Exactly.
out of the airlock and not, or alternatively giving her a bit more to think about for a bit longer time.
Okay, she says
but-
the access code is 1, 2, 3,
3,
A,
4.
B, W.
Password is guessed.
Guessed one. But
Beautiful.
We'll get the actual access code.
Yes, you get the
for-
actual access code. She gives it to you. As
Okay.
Talos is currently crushing her spine.
Talos, you just get her bound and get her into a room by herself where she can't do any harm, and we'll see if we can get out of here, and then we'll talk
I like it.
about an agreement.
Talos will stand up and like hike her up by the front of her neck and like pick her up so she's dangling off the ground and goes, "I love playing jailer."
He's so mean. I love it in the best of ways.
Oh,
All right,
goodness.
so she gives you access codes. Basically, it's like a coupon. You'll be like ABC 14567 blackout.
Charge this account.
If
Charge
I
this
may-
account and it gets charged, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say it's
Yeah.
it's less that it just shows that we're aligned with high power.
And they know where to
It's
send the
for
bill to.
charge.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
And by the time they figure out, oh wait, they
Hey,
weren't.
hey,
actually
wait a
with us,
minute. Those guys aren't working for
we'll be
them.
long gone.
You'll be
Yeah.
long gone. That is correct. Yes. Love it, love it, love it. So you guys have a means to get out. You have someone that is potentially trying to get in with you guys, but can you really trust Lilly? Probably not. Probably not.
No?
My thoughts are we're ready to sit and ransom her back for some of our guys, probably, if we can ever stay. That was my thought.
Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. Definitely an option. Definitely an option. Definitely an option. Okay, so we have a way out. Destination. Where do we want to head off to? I will take you guys back to the inner sphere map. I will ping you guys back to where you guys were. so that you guys give an idea of like the local systems. Skadoosh.
Got it.
Uh,
I mean, how far have we got? Realistic, like 2 or 3 planets ish.
I mean, before you
Yeah.
figure out what's going on, probably like 3 planets, 3 systems.
Mm.
Iranian's a big staring industrial planet. That's where Iranian Mechworks is.
Right here?
Yep.
Yep, that's not a bad
yeah,
one.
then I think Irian might be the best chance because then we'll easily be able to reach out to the MRB.
Oh yeah.
So zip, and then zip. It's only 22 feet away. It's perfect. Is that what you're thinking?
Unless any objections.
I can't think of any.
Perfect.
Sounds good to me.
So, that's going to take you guys probably like a month, right, of journey. Several weeks at least, because they got to get to the thing. It's got to charge for a week. Then you do your jump. Then it sits for a thing. Charge for a week. Jump. So let's call it like the better part of like 3 weeks of travel. Okay. Couple of things. At this point, we're moving into more of this kind of like sandboxy aspect of this campaign. Okay. So part of this session is going to be us kind of discussing where we want to take things. We were a little railroady off the rip, right? Just to kind of get the prologue out of the way, as you had mentioned earlier, Atomic. Where do you guys want to go from here? Because I've got options, I've got ideas in my head. What I'm saying is, do you want to focus on like, let's run some fucking mech missions. Let's get some XP. Let's buy some new mechs. Let's start to build the company. Do you want to focus on a little bit more interpersonal? Let's go back and kill that fucking governor and get our revenge. What seems like a good course to go? Because I can run revenge arc. I can run let's build up the mercenary company arc. I can run there's a lot of different options, right? What as a group intrigues you guys as far as like where to go?
Mech battles is going to be my thing first out the gate.
I like
Yeah.
it.
Well, we need to do some repairs first. Before we
Well,
do
yeah.
that.
I mean, Steve is thinking running mech battles, but Talos doesn't understand why we're leaving Hall and not just going to the governor's house and beating his face in.
And I'm pertinent to mech battles, but also
Love
at
it.
the same time I don't want to. Well, no, I think mech battles is the only way I'm going to be able to get out of this Irby. So, yeah.
Yep. So basically, what I'm hearing from the group, I've heard from 3 of you now. Leandra, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Mech battles.
It'd still be good to have some narrative connection between everything, but totally fine with
There
mech
absolutely
battles
will
and
be some
building
narrative
the company.
connection. I'm thinking though our next couple of missions are going to be like, okay, you guys get your company put together. We pick a name, which I don't need the name right now, but we pick a name, and you do maybe two sessions of some missions, get some XP, start to build the company out. We build some NPCs that you pick up along the way. We basically rebuild the company from the ground up. We have a new name. And then there's obviously going to be some narrative here as well. Like, I'm assuming at some point you guys want to go back and fucking kill the governor, right? Like, that's absolutely
we're
something we got
probably
to do.
Yeah,
Right?
absolutely.
Like, fuck that guy, right? We've still got the connection to Jonathan's backstory. We're going to see some more connections with Talos' backstory as well. And then we've got some other shit that's going to come from Nilos and Leandra. Like, we're going to start building those backstories into, like, our overall narrative. But the point of this session was to get you off planet, figure out who's left, and then really have a discussion with you guys about, like, here's where we're going to go. How do you guys want to handle this, etc. Right? So, a couple mech battles, I think, for the next, like, probably 2 sessions. We're going to have some missions. I've got some cool options in my head. And then you guys are going to build things up. I'm going to have an ask from you guys. I need a name for the company, right? And then each of you is going to design 2 mech techs or Mechwarriors or pilots. So you're going to design 2 characters. I need a name, a brief description, and that's all I need. A name and a brief description of who they are. We're going to kind of build a cast of characters around that you guys will have some ownership with. This is above and beyond the NPCs you build from your backstories. I want you guys to take some ownership, right? Atomic, are you cool with mech battles? Because I didn't ask your opinion.
Yeah.
Good shit. All right, perfect. What questions you guys have for me right now?
I think it'd be a matter just how much or what revenue do we have coming in, or access to the accounts that Hell's
Oh,
at
those
the?
accounts have been liquidated. You have
So
nothing.
we couldn't pull out anything. Got it.
Nothing. You basically walk out with fucking nothing. You're
What's in
starting
the
from
ship is on
completely
our
scratch.
ship.
Yeah, you have a ship. You know, scrub it, put it in your name, re-register it, etc. Like, you guys have the ability to do that. Eklov can do that, which is why I think he was a good choice. He can, like, make you guys basically untraceable. The Hellfire Hounds are all captured, dead, imprisoned, whatever it may be. That's where we're at. So, yeah, it's good.
And I'd say we definitely want to, as much as
Also, everyone take
I
a
want to
drink.
call her Lucy just because we are. I'm gonna feel like Lily would not be her real name anyways. God, I want to do that, but I won't.
That's fine. You can call her Lucy. I want to be very clear. I'm offering Lilly as a potential NPC that can give contracts, but feel free to throw her out an airlock, right? Like, I want to be very clear. I am not attached to any of my NPCs, right? Like, what I mean to say is, like, if you want to kill somebody, fucking kill somebody. We'll move the story elsewhere. So, like, when Talos was like, throw her out an airlock, feel free. Feel fucking free. Whatever you guys feels best. If you want to keep her around as a point of contact, resources, etc., feel free to do that as well. All right? I want you guys to help tell this story, as it were. We are now getting into the actual story, right? And I'm excited about it. This is candidly really all I had for you guys today. It was going to be very narrative. We're going to get you off planet. We're going to figure out who's still alive. And then I was going to give you guys some homework for, like, here's what we're going to do. This is what comes up next. I'm going to design some mech battles for you guys so we can do some fighting. And we're going to get some more XP and help you guys start buying some new mechs and building the company. So our story is going to be you guys literally building a mercenary company. Make sense?
Yep, yep.
That's good. That's good. Thanks for joining in. Is it Petra? Petari? Petari? I don't know. Thanks for joining in, man.
Oh, pretty. Yeah, he's my finished brother.
Yeah, I appreciate you joining in, man. We're just it's a pretty
Wait.
low key session. Like, I didn't have a whole lot planned today. We're just kind of gonna like get off planet, figure stuff out, and then just have some discussions of where we want to take the story, and then like build out some NPCs. Our next 2 sessions plan to just be like fighting, and then some like interpersonal dialogue with some of the NPCs we design. Okay, like that's what we're gonna do. So, but anyway,
You said it's about a month for us to get there.
it's about a month. Yeah, so a
So-
month.
In the interim period, I want to make sure that Lily is like a proper search, and she's given new clothes that are rags, and she knows that she is the lowest of the low and has no bargaining power
Okay,
unless she can provide some bargaining.
I like it. Unless you can
My
provide
statements are
information.
going to be, let's get her out of here as quickly as possible. I'm not one for straight up murder, but yeah, if she causes problems, straight out the airlock.
But like we've made her a brig cell which faces to the airlock, basically. So so she knows.
Her quarters are the airlock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With a guy outside with his finger on the button, like, don't even sneeze.
Yeah, after all the shit that she's ended up putting us through, I think Talos would be quite happy to be that jailer, stood outside, staring at her every morning, the tiny little window. She just sees his face, just grinning at him. At her.
I mean, given that really the mechs only took armor damage, I mean, what's the over a month? I mean, what supplies
They're
are
all
on the
repaired.
ship?
They're all
Okay.
repaired by the time you
Yeah.
get out. Yeah, 100%.
Luckily, there was enough supplies on the ship.
Yeah, that's
Yay.
what I was saying. And it was just armor damage anyway, which is
Correct.
Just a lot of weld. That grinder and paint makes me the welder I hate.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. So that's where we're at, guys. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna wrap up this session for the stream. Again, very very short, quick session. Get in, get out, kind of get an idea of where we're going, and just more of a discussion. And then next week we're gonna pick up with like basically part 2, like actual grit and steel. Like, you guys are like, you have to build yourselves up from nothing. And then I'm going to be kind of temperature gauging you guys as the story progresses of like where you want to go. Mech combat seems interesting. Everyone wants to get in big stompy robots, make some money. I am going to be dishing out a little bit more XP for the next couple of sessions. You guys can hopefully spend that on some new gear, new supplies, new mechs, etc. And then we're going to we're gonna figure out where the story takes us, right? Like I told you, it's gonna be a little more sandboxy. So for today's session, I'm gonna give you guys 4 XP. Ooh, 4 XP, that's amazing, not bad. Which puts you in a pretty good spot where you can start kind of leveling up some stuff. I think you're sitting at like 21 right now, which is not bad if you haven't already spent it. With that being said, any final thoughts, questions, comments, or concerns before we wrap this up and then hop into our after session powwow?
I think we hit the main discussion points. I said before we make the next plan, I'd be like it was thought when we were there. It'd be like if we had the opportunity to offload Lilly, that's me my voice of opinion. It'd be just what the rest of the group decides.
Get rid of her at some point is what the group wants
Yeah.
to do. Let's talk about that. Let's figure out what you guys want to do. With that being said, as I always say at the end of every session, thank you to the players for playing. You guys are awesome. Thank you to the viewers for viewing. Petrat, Mr. Finishman, you write good English, ja. Du kannst schreiben sehr gut. Es ist toll zu lesen? To read, yeah, lesen. It's been forever. My German's terrible. But anyway, be well, be safe, happy gaming, and remember, the dice have a story tell. And also, my new slogan is clickety clack, let's roll some dice. So with that being said,
Very nice.
be well, be safe. We'll see you guys next time. Let me go ahead and pippity pop us over to here. Good shit. And then